everyone. I hope you're doing well today. I'm Taffany and I want to welcome you into my garden. This is Tika's Gardens and this is Tika. Today we are going to take a short tour of a few of my gardens. We're going to take a look at the side gardens along my driveway. We're going to take a look at the back entry garden right here at the back door. And we're going to take a look at the bedroom garden. As we come out onto the driveway to take a look at the beds along this driveway, we will see that there are grasses and onions in this very corner, an empty spot that I'm saving for an evergreen shrub, and a long view that is just stunning with these limelight hydrangeas being the star. This is so pretty. Beneath it is a lantana that is actually pink with a yellow center. This is a frost-proof gardenia that I put here a few days ago, and it is already struggling. I'm thinking it is from the rain coming off of the roof, but it should not be hitting it, but it's struggling nonetheless. We have a small lantana that is, it's growing slowly, but it's coming. Another limelight hydrangea, and a row of these gorgeous white sun patiens. I have one struggling, but overall it is looking very good. We have behind the sun patiens an encore azalea in pink and two boxwoods. These are the boxwoods that grow tall and slender. This is another limelight hydrangea, and these are just so pretty. And again, underneath it is another lantana. I noticed the lantanas on this side of the house are growing slowly, so we'll see how they do. And this is a hibiscus that is a very beautiful coral pink color. So that is this side of the driveway. It is mostly a bed of white flowers, and just look at that, it's so pretty. Now, as we come along the other side of the driveway, this bed is in mostly orange. There is an onion on the corner, and again, these onions have tall, white, lacy flowers. It has a lantana behind it. It has daylilies in it. It has a row of orange sun patiens, and in the center is a curved leaf ligustrum. And on the end here is another lantana, and this has some color on it so you can see what the coloring here is. It's a rust orange with a yellow center. And the last flower here is an onion. So as you take a long look at this bed, right now the sun patiens are on a lull. A week ago they were all fully blooming, so another flush of blooms should be coming out soon. I've moved the chairs out of the way to help you get a good look at this gorgeous bed along the edge of the house here. This is the back entry bed, and as soon as you come in the garden, this is what you see. And let's just take a look at the pots real quick. The far left consists of vinca in two different shades of pink, light and a deeper pink. The middle is a eugenia shrub, and the far right is a nice rich pink impatiens. So vincas, eugenias, and impatiens in different shades of pink to flank the eugenia is very pretty. But as we get into this bed in front of us, and we just take a look just across everything, we can see the colors sticking out. You can see that the front is lined with liriope grasses, and it's just, first, before we even get started, let's just take a look at that view of the garden. It's so pretty, especially after a nice fresh mow. I'm sorry, I get distracted so easily, but let's get back to this bed. As I was saying, we have a line of liriope grasses lining the front. Behind it, the first plant is a birds of paradise. Next to the birds of paradise is a cleome. But let's take a look at these flowers on this liriope because they almost look fake, but they are so pretty. Behind that is a purple cone flower, and that is the cleome. Next to that is a gardenia shrub. I basically filled in the empty spaces with cleome until the shrubs grow larger. In front of the second cleome are pink angelonia, and then we have an Indian hawthorn. At that point, that is where the collection of liriope grasses end. And now we get into a collection of perennials and annuals. We have along the front sun patience in 2 different shades of pink. One is a hot pink, one is a lilac pink. And I did lose my 4th one, so I have an empty spot. But these are the impatiens, and they're gorgeous. Stuck right back there are variegated agapanthus. And as we look further back in the bed, we will see a yellow zinnia. We will see a rose. It is a really pretty coral pink rose. There is salvia in pink, and there's a purple salvia. We have purple fountain grass back there, 2 Miss Lemonobelias. We have the yellow mandevilla, and all of the way in the back to kind of soften the wall in the corner here is a dwarf hibiscus, which has a very pretty pink color with a deeper pink center. And you can see it's got nice big thick buds and blooms that should be open by tomorrow. This bed contains a Mexican lime right here in the center, along with the seedlings that we planted of celosia and 2 yellow zinnias in the back. And this bed has also been freshly mulched, this whole section. So this is just such a gorgeous looking entry bed. That mulch just makes all of the difference. Now as we come around here, you can see that we have 2 Miss Lemonobelias, and we've extended this bed so that when it's being edged, my shrubs will no longer be chopped up. But let's step back for a minute and look at my favorite garden in the whole back section here. And that is the bedroom garden. The primary color for the bedroom garden is red. And at the entrance to the bedroom garden, we have this jubilation gardenia, which just finished with a flush of blooms just a few days ago. There's empty spaces there because I'm going to put a columnar ligustrum on each side to mark the entrance. And then there are 3 frostproof gardenias there. Now, as we come into the garden, you will see I have the red hummingbird feeder. And down at the feet of the hummingbird feeder are red Aptinia ground cover plants. These shrubs have been here for a couple of years. They have such a long name, I've given up on pronouncing them. But they do lose their leaves when the frost comes. But they're, for this climate, green for the most part of the year. This started out as a bare root back in April, and it has caught up with the other knockout roses that I planted back in the winter time. So here's the other red rose. These are double knockout roses. In the middle, you will see a Parsons juniper and that fresh gravel that just looks so good. In the back corner, we have a wax leaf ligustrum, and it has really grown over the last few months. And down in the front area here, we have 2 Fizzy Mizzy sweet spires along with liriope grasses, alternating in between the Fizzy Mizzy sweet spires and the gravel behind it for drainage purposes that we just did not too long ago. We have the miniature roses, which are red, that I'm trying to revive. And we have salvia, red salvia, that are annuals that I just planted a few days ago. There are 3 columnar ligustrums, 3 Parsons junipers, and alternating in between the columnar ligustrums are red hibiscus. And the columnar ligustrums have put on quite a bit of growth. And planted randomly throughout this area are the red salvias. That is an Asiatic lily that has a deep burgundy center with the outer part of the petals as a coral orangey color. And that Italian cypress, which was planted during the winter, has just taken off. It is so tall now. In front of the Italian cypress is another double knockout rose in red. There are vinca, red vinca in front of it. There's some more salvia, another dwarf rose, another Parsons juniper, more salvia, and another dwarf rose. And coming to the end of this row is another double knockout rose in red. We can't forget about the hummingbird feeder back there. And I've actually had a hummingbird come visit me a few times and even sit on the perch and just rest for a minute. It has actually visited this hummingbird feeder that is hanging on the fence, but its favorite one is the one in front of the bedroom window. So I actually get to sit in my bedroom and look at the hummingbird. This circle bed here in the middle consists of a Valencia orange along with red verbena. I really wish that I had gotten the Royal Ruby Superbenas, but I have so many things I needed to do in the garden. I just kind of went with clearance and budget plants, but I definitely plan to add that rich red Superbena to the outer section of this circle bed here. So that will really add a nice rich pop of red in this area of the garden. And of course, the frost-proof gardenias sit at the end of the circle bed with the purpose of closing off this back bedroom garden. That will make it its own room, a garden room. And having columnar ligustrums mark the entrance, that tall linear height of a shrub says, hey, this is the doorway. Come enter and see what's inside. And one of the last areas in the bedroom garden is this Barbados cherry, which I am still picking cherries from. I picked a few yesterday and the day before, and the circle around it is filled with red vinca. And the flowers are such a really rich red, not like a bright, not a really bright red, but just a really deeper, rich red, and they're very pretty. This back bedroom garden is just so pretty, and it's such a pleasure to be able to look out of my window day or night and to see everything in this garden. Not just this part of the garden, but the rest of the garden, but especially this part of the garden. And to bring in hummingbirds is just another special thing about this garden. I have just enjoyed it so much. So guys, I am done with my garden tour. I hope you enjoyed walking these sections of the garden with me today and taking a look at how things are coming along here midsummer. Thank you for following along on my garden journey. And if you enjoy content like this, please subscribe to the channel and also give this video a like. That way you can help raise my appearance in the YouTube algorithm. Again, thank you guys for being in the garden with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!